Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Healthy Moving Podcast, the show all about helping you to exercise less, but move more so you will feel better. I am your healthy moving enthusiast, Jen Hoffman from healthymoving.com. Today I'm sharing one of the necessary ingredients for transformation. You can't change your health or any aspect of your life for that matter without it, so don't miss it. Plus, I'm answering a listener question about varicose veins and tension in the calves and hamstrings. Thanks so much for joining me. My kids love to spin around in circles. At least a couple times a day, they play this little game where they stand dangerously close to one another and then spin around until they either knock into each other or one of them falls down. Last week, my daughter was laying on the ground after a round of spinning, and she said, "Mom, my head feels so funny when I stop spinning. I wish I never had to stop." I was instantly reminded of the many times my students and clients tell me, "I don't like relaxation or meditation. It agitates me." They say things like, "It doesn't work for me. My thoughts run wild when I try. It stresses me out." You see, what happens is when we're spinning through life, we don't always notice what's going on inside our head. But then, when your yoga teacher or someone else asks you to stop, slow down, and take a break, we can't help but begin to feel the spinning that's always going on inside our head. See, relaxation and meditation, they don't agitate us. They simply reveal the agitation that is already there. I know that can seem disheartening and discouraging at first, but it's actually amazing and hopeful news because the best way I know of to resolve stress and anxiety is to allow it to rise to the surface. And that's the power of relaxation and meditation. When we begin our practice, all of that icky stuff starts to rise up to the surface where we can acknowledge it, feel it, and ultimately release it. That's why relaxation works. It isn't because it overrides our stress. It doesn't put a Band-Aid on our anxiety. It actually resolves it. What we're really talking about here is a process of transformation, right? Moving from a state of stress to one of calm. And transition is almost always awkward and uncomfortable for a little while. But we don't get to transformation without it. So whether you're looking to reduce your stress or improve your body's alignment or make any other change to your life, the journey, it's going to be uncomfortable at times. It's part of the process. I know, it's so scary to step outside your comfort zone, but you can do it. Be brave and remind yourself the discomfort and awkwardness of transition are necessary stepping stones on the path to transformation. Okay, I'll be back in just a moment with today's listener question. Today's question comes to us from Hillary in Ontario, Canada. She writes, "Hey Jen, I love your approach to movement. I'm a longtime exerciser, but I have several issues that I'm thinking could be resolved if I transition to more of an all-day movement approach. One of which is poor circulation and painful varicose veins. Do you have any tips for me?" Thank you so much for writing in, Hillary. Varicose veins are often the result of tight muscles at the back of the legs, specifically the calves and hamstrings. When those are tight, they prevent blood from flowing back up to the heart the way that it should. And when the downward flow of blood is greater than the upward flow of blood, we get varicose veins. What we really want is for the downward flow of blood to be equal to the upward flow of blood. I'm definitely going to give you a couple of stretches to do, but I also want to address what might be contributing to that tension at the back of your legs, because all the stretching in the world won't matter if your regular movement habits, the way you move all day long, keeps adding tension back into those muscles. So the first step is to look at your footwear. Do your shoes have an elevation at the heel? Even if you don't wear high heels, most of today's, quote, flats, and even our athletic shoes, typically come with an elevated heel. And walking around in shoes with an elevated heel all day, it shortens the muscles at the back of the leg. Now, you'll want to be mindful about the transition to more minimal shoes. Your body's adapted to whatever it is you're wearing now, and you could get an injury if you try to change that too drastically, too quickly. So to thank you for writing into the show, I'm going to send you a copy of an amazing new book on this topic by my friend and teacher, Katie Bowman, called Whole Body Barefoot, Transitioning Well to Minimal Footwear. And for anyone else interested in the book, I'll put a link to it in the show notes for episode 20 at healthymovingpodcast.com. Okay, now for the stretches. I would suggest, Hillary, that you set an alarm on your phone for 5 different times throughout the day. And each time the alarm goes off, you can just take a 2 to 3 minute stretching break. Easy peasy, right? I'm going to send you links to both a calf and a hamstring stretch. That way we can really address that tension that's living at the back of your legs. And for anyone else listening who'd like to get some love for your calves and hamstrings, I am more than happy to send you the 2 free videos as well. To get your hands on them, just text the word calves, that's CALVES, the word calves to 33444. Keep me posted, Hillary. I want to hear how all of this feels for you. And for everyone else, you know I love answering your questions. If you have a question you'd like me to answer on a future episode, you could just call me at 201-580-MOVE, or you can click the Leave Me a Message link in the show notes at healthymovingpodcast.com. And as a way of saying thanks, if I use your question on a future episode, just like I'm sending Hillary the book today, I'm going to send you a little something in the mail just to say thanks. I would love your feedback on the show, friends. Please consider heading to iTunes to submit a review. I'd be so grateful. Until next week, keep moving.